Hey guys, I'm here in Houston today. I'm actually speaking at this Hilton up here. I was last minute booking, so I didn't get a hotel at the venue. I'm staying at the Embassy Suites today. But I just want to share a couple things just that were on my mind this morning. I just got finished in the gym. And I'll tell you guys, like, it is hard to start working out. One, I think it's more, it's not even necessarily hard. I think it's embarrassing when you first get started because, you realize, oh, well, I'm not actually as fit as I thought I was. And, this looks scary. Like, I didn't even want to start on the first day of training. I found a couch that I could sit on down here in the lobby. But I didn't want to get started on the exercises the first couple of days that I was doing training because I'm like, oh, that's too much work. Maybe I'm just going to walk. And then so I said, you know what? I'm going to attempt to do it. As bad as it, like I look trying to exercise, as stupid as I look trying to exercise, I have got to do better. And I remembered kind of going back to like the 7th grade, which is kind of weird. I think that was the last PE class that I ever took. And I remember how I was so much more fit than every other girl. Like I like maxed out everything. I did my little, whatever the bench, like you pull up on the bar. I don't even remember what that is, chin up, something like that. And I remember how good it felt to actually be better at something than someone else. And I decided, you know what, if I'm going to go back to speaking, I'm not only going to speak the best, I'm going to look my best, because it's never been about, for me, I've never actually been motivated to make, and somebody asked me this question, so I'm kind of bringing it up. Never actually been motivated for men to think that I look good. I wanted to be the best looking woman in the room. And what I realized is that in the last several years that I have not been the best looking woman in the room, and it really bothered me. So I know a lot of times my energy, what I bring out, attracts people, but I want to look the part, right? I want to, this year, I'm committed to having everything. Not because I put in the work, right? I'm committed to having all the wealth that I want. I'm committed to having all the time that I want. I'm committed to being my best self, not just for me to look good on stage, but for me to be able to go hiking with my children, to be able to do all the extracurricular activities that I want to do, that you push off because, oh, I'm too tired, I don't feel like doing it, let's just go out to dinner. No, that's not what I want. I want to be active for my children currently. And that's something I don't ever remember my parents doing, with me. It's like we would go out to eat, and that's kind of what I trickled down to my children. But what if we shifted things up and went and worked out together? We went hiking together. We did that once a year with my grandparents. That's actually how I found my husband when I was 10. But we didn't do activities with our parents, and I think that's definitely a shift if we start doing that. Instead of me teaching my kids, oh, let's go out to eat and let's eat all this food and let's get exhausted and all the things, let's start working out. Let's start going and actually doing something that's fun, that's going to be an experience. And so I do remember a couple years ago, if you know me, I always have a water bottle. And the reason why I always have a water bottle is because this one time, for the first time, I got on a plane when I was 23 years old. No, 22. My Adrian was just born, and I wasn't pregnant with Wells yet. And so maybe I was 21. And I get on the plane, fly to Las Vegas. I get to Las Vegas. And for those of you that have ever been to Las Vegas, it looks like everything is just right there. You can just see it. It's like maybe a block, but their city blocks are not the same as normal. And so, I get I have to walk to the Las Vegas Convention Center. Me and my mom had a retail store together, and we were there trying to find pocketbooks and jewelry and things like that to sell. And so, and which is funny, I don't wear pocketbooks, and I hardly ever wear. I wear like 3 pieces of jewelry my whole life, so I'm not a girly girl, and I'm very not high maintenance. So, but anyway, so we get there. We're walking from Harrah's, if you don't know where that is, to the Las Vegas Convention Center. No, Bally's. That was it. They changed the name of it this time. It's now Horseshoe. And so we're walking, and, you stop, and you ask people, like, hey, like back in the day before there was GPS. I don't even think there was GPS. There wasn't any trail, like the tram that they have. And we're walking, and they're like, oh, yeah, Las Vegas Convention Center is, like, right around the corner. No joke, guys. It's like 4 miles in the heat, 120 degrees in August. And so I don't think to get water. And this time the Strip is definitely not what it is today. And so it's super scary, between, I think, the last hotel all the way to the Las Vegas Convention Center. So I felt like I was going to die that day. And so I always carry emergency water. My husband will tell you that's what he calls it, emergency water. Courtney's always got water. But the point of this story, so 2 years ago, Adrian, my daughter, came, and it was so much fun. Her and her boyfriend and all the kids, and we went. We went to Chimney Rock, and Chimney Rock is where I met my husband, and it's where my family went to family vacations. And so Chimney Rock is destroyed now because of the hurricane. And I'm sorry, I was not expecting to cry over this, but anyway, we went hiking Chimney Rock National Park, and I just remember that day like it's embedded into my brain. We had such a great time. One, I didn't take my emergency water, so I was a little thirsty. So when we walked up and we hiked about a mile, me and all the kids, Adrian, Cole, Alexis, Wales, Cooper, I can't remember if Cooper and Sawyer came with us, but Lily came with us for sure, and it was before I had Amelia. And so we walked and we hiked up this waterfall, and I remember it's called Hickory Nut Gorge, and it's actually the waterfall that I met my husband. Like, it was like right in front of us when I met him. So, it's very near and dear to me. You can't get to it right now because the road is completely destroyed. But I went up there and I drank some water, like actually off the waterfall, because obviously clean water, and very clean water, and drank some water off the waterfall, and then and then we hiked back, and then we went ziplining that day, and it was just an amazing day, and there's a couple different experiences that I can think of that. Going out to dinner that were really, really nice. But, the feeling afterwards, it's like, man, like this is so amazing. I remember I was super tired, and Lily was super scared. Like the first zip line, it was like, you've got this, you have to come with us. Like, you're going to make it. And, but she was so scared. And then we, walked, we went to like 4 hours worth of zip lining, and it was just so much fun. So, but if you are me, and I'm saying this about me, if you're exhausted and you are not in shape, then those experiences cannot happen. And I do remember how exhausting it was, like how much work it was to climb up that mountain. And I was like, hey, I've got to work on myself. I've got to get fit. Because I want to stay around for my kids. I want to do the things that the other mothers don't, right? I mean, I want to be different. And so, you have to put in the work. It's hard, right? It was hard building a business, guys. Like, it was really, really hard. I spent a lot of time away from my family. But it was so worth it. Today, I get to do the things that I really love to do. My team is back at home working, and And it's so humbling for me. Because when I stopped speaking 3 years ago, I didn't think that I was going to ever have time again to come back and speak. I pushed it out of my mind. This is never going to happen. I'm never going to build a team. I'm never going to build a way out of this system. And I'm just going to have to give up the one thing that I love the most. And the only thing that I actually care about when it comes to, I just want to speak and teach and help people. And so a part of me was lost in having to go back in the firm. And, you know, some of you know about my mental health and stuff that happened to me years ago. And that made it even worse. And so, you know, but I will tell you that you have to deal with things in your past in order for them not to show up in your future or in the present. And thank God, you know, I have dealt with those things. Thank God I've come through all of that. And I'm so humbled to be here. I'm so thankful for you guys for listening to me. I don't even know why you are. But it's so worth it. Like, whatever you're doing is so, go put in the work. Put in the work right now, even if you have to sacrifice a little for your family. Right now, if you put in the hard work for an extent, for a period of time in your life, if you put in the hard work, whether that's exercise, working your business, right? Put in the work. And if you do, you will come out on the other side. See, it takes 10,000 hours to be an expert. I didn't get to be an expert overnight. I didn't learn the stuff that I teach in college. I learned it through experience. I learned it through spending money for other people that were smarter than me. And that's how I grew my business. I'm smart enough to know that I'm not smart enough. I have still so much more to learn. And I focus on learning more every single day. This morning, I was listening to Alex Hermosi talk about, you know, the 10 things you need to do every single day. I was listening to Tony Robbins talk about the fact that if you allow yourself to be a victim, you are right? If you allow yourself to be a victor, you are right. I put the good information in my head. I do the work, right? And so, but I don't do it for you. I do it for me. And I do it for my children. But if I do it for me and I do it for my children, I do it for the right reasons. I do it for the Father, because He tells me that I have to put in the work and I have to be a good and humble servant. And I am, because I'm building His community and I'm helping His children. Then things just work out, right? They don't work out because I prayed about it and didn't do anything about it. They don't work out because I asked somebody to pray for me and it didn't come. I'm smart enough to know that the Father gives me the things that I work for and the things He tells me to work for. And I put in the effort and I pray and I talk to Him and then He gives that to me. But it requires work, not praying, working and praying, right? So I don't know where I was really going with this, other than the fact that I wanted to share that. You know, I think my drive is so different. I was telling somebody yesterday, you know, and I'll let you go because I've got to go get ready. But I was telling somebody yesterday, you know, it's really a blessing that my family doesn't speak to me, doesn't have anything to do with me. Maybe they would now, but you know, it's been 12 years, and so. For this longest time, I wanted a relationship with them. You know, I don't know how many of you know this, but my parents stopped speaking to me because I took my kids out of public school, and then they turned my whole family against me and stopped speaking to me. And so, you know, I went to church with them every Sunday, and I had dinner with them every Sunday, and we had dinner once a week with about 40 or 50 people, and immediately, you know, overnight, I made one decision that they did not like, and the whole family, literally, like, people would see me in Walmart and walk in the other direction. That was very hard for me. And for a really long time. I mean, like, I remember going to church every Sunday and I would just bawl. Sundays were super hard. And then one day I got better. Like, I actually started realizing that it was a blessing that they did what they did, because it saved me a lot of time. And that time, and I was telling somebody this yesterday, that time allowed me to focus on me and focus on my children and not care about what other people thought of me, because I spent 32 years of my life trying to please, actually probably more like 35, trying to please the people in my life that actually didn't care about me. And that was maybe a hard lesson. Like, how do you live and have relationships with people for 32 years and they actually don't love you? Because I love them truly. Like, I love them more than life itself. At the time, I valued their opinion more than I valued mine. And you know what that got me? Sick and broke. Sick and broke. And when I was forced out of my comfort zone, away from them, and moved away 4 hours away, guys, like, everything in my life, my dad was the wealthiest person that I knew. He made the most money of any person I ever met, other than my aunt. She didn't make money. She married into money, and 6 months after she married this 55-year-old man, when she was 25, he died. And so she got money. She was a millionaire, but she was a total bitch. Nobody liked her. And she just had all this money, but she had like 13 houses when she died, whatever. But my dad made $100,000 a year. Now, granted, my dad didn't graduate. He had to quit school at 11th grade. He had 14 brothers and sisters. He had 49 first cousins. Imagine, like, going from 49 first cousins and on my dad's side, and then 7 on my mom's side, and none of them speaking to you. So it was quite crazy. But my dad, he made the most money I'd ever known, and they both were business owners. My mom worked at public school. She was a secretary, bookkeeper. She also had a video store till I was 16 years old. So she worked really, really hard. And then, that's what I grew up. I grew up Monday, Friday, and Saturday we worked at the store. And then Sunday we had the one day that was with our family. And so, and then my dad owned a construction company, and he worked at a utility company for 38 years. And until they closed down, a coal burning company, a electric company. And so, I don't really know where I was going with this, other than, there was these Sundays, all day Sunday. Yeah, I do. All day Sunday was with my family. And when I lost that, I had to fill the void, and I had to fill my time. And, I filled it with good content. I filled it with listening to Les Brown. I filled it with listening to Tony Robbins, listening to Gary Vee. And I still, now, to this day, I fill my time with good content and listen to people who are smarter than me in different areas of my life. And I love to learn. Like, I love to learn all kinds of things. I love to learn things about health, about wealth, about nutrition, about all the things. So it's actually a blessing. It's like the Father took those people out of my life that were not serving me and didn't care about me and who I am as a person and what I wanted to be in life. And I was like a shadow for them. It was like, oh, Courtney's over here working on herself and she's doing all these things. And it's like the crabs. Oh, the crabs. It's like the crabs in the bucket. When you have crabs in a bucket and one of them actually almost makes their way out, the other crab will grab it and it'll pull it down as hard and fast as it possibly can. And so that's what I was. I was one of the crabs. I was trying to get out. And I was trying to say, like, this isn't normal. We shouldn't be living this way. We shouldn't be living in paycheck to paycheck. Like, we shouldn't all be working for the government. Like, and I was that person. I was the one questioning. And it didn't work out well. So, I'm super thankful that I question things. I'm super thankful that I don't just take things face value. And I'm super thankful. The other piece is, like, if you just want to have a conversation with me about the weather or politics or, how life's treating you, I'm not your girl. I am the one that wants to build relationships. Like, I want to understand people. I want to be a part of your life. I don't want to. I don't want to just know, like, hey, how's life treating you? That's it. I can't stand that. So all that got taken away because my family did what they did. It was a blessing. Like, understanding now, like, that is a blessing. So, you can use things that happen to you in your life to, it's not that I'm never not going to stop talking about it, because it helps people, but, and it's very therapeutic sometimes for me to talk about it. But it's a blessing in disguise that some things happen to you. I truly know that the Father gives us things in our path not to hurt us, but to actually make us better. If you're going off on the path that He wants you to be on, there may be something that has to happen bad for you that brings you back on the path. There may be something that happens good for you to keep you on the path. And so I don't know why I needed to share this story, but I needed to share this with you today. Just everything in my life, as I see it every day, and I'm starting to write, not every day, but I am journaling, and I hired a coach just to start talking through these things. You realize, man, like, I can't imagine my life today. It was not something I ever dreamed of, okay? But I had a dream that I told my mom this, like, I'm going to retire when I'm 40. Now, granted, can I retire? Yes. Do I want to retire? No. But my life's going to look different in my 40s than it did in my 20s and 30s. I'm going to pay people to do the work that I don't want to do, and I'm going to focus on the work that I love, and that is going to impact millions of people. Friday, I'm super excited because I'm getting my AI, and my AI will be built, my AI twin, and it will have all my brain. And so that is going to free up time not only for me, it's going to help my staff in training. It's also going to help our clients. So it will be included in tax troubles in our membership. So anyway, I'm super excited about that. And for those of you that do not know, I'm having my first event that I'm doing for Tax Troubles and OTB Tax and OTB Wealth will be October 21st through the 25th in Orlando, Florida. We're going to have a good time. We're going to go to Universal. We're going to hang out. We're going to do some networking. We're going to talk about some taxes. We're going to talk about wealth building. But most importantly, it's going to be like my family reunion, because I didn't get invited to my family reunion for quite some time. So I'm going to build my own family that actually cares about me, cares about building wealth, cares about providing for their family, cares about making a difference and doing something different, right, than the majority. Guys, 54%, here's a tax tip, 54.4% of every dollar you make goes to taxes in your lifetime. Let me say that one more time. 54.4%. This came from Tony Robbins. Of every dollar you make in your lifetime goes to taxes. It's your number one expense. You will pay more on taxes than you will on food, clothing, housing, and transportation combined. And then of the rest, which is 45.5, 34.5 goes to interest, 17.25%. So if 71.5% of every dollar you make goes to taxes and interest, don't you think it might be smart for you to try to figure out how to keep that 71.5%? At least as much of it as you possibly could. Yes. So, the event, so we haven't even launched. I haven't built a landing page yet. I was here actually yesterday all day with the marketing team. Working on all the speaking engagements that I'm doing this year. We got like 5 planned in the next month or 2. Super excited about it. But yes, I'm doing my own event. It's going to be taxes, networking, wealth building, all the things. I'm super excited about it. If you're tax trouble, you got a ticket for free. So if you're not tax trouble yet, you might want to go join tax trouble so you can get a ticket for free. I think that offer is still up for right this second. So anyway, yeah. I'm super excited about that, and I guess I've got to go get ready now. Today I'm speaking, I think, to 2,000 people. Last night I spoke in an event. I hired also another coach. His name is David Meltzer. So for those of you that have ever watched Jerry Maguire, Show Me the Money, that's him. He is Tom Cruise inside Jerry Maguire, like the actual, Jerry Maguire. So pretty amazing. I'm going to Masters, and I'm going to be talking about the Augusta rule, because that's where Masters was the Augusta rule is where was made at the Masters. It was created at the Masters because people would move out of their house, all the rich people, and they're like, oh, we don't want to pay taxes on the rent for the 2 weeks that the Masters is coming into town. So they're like, oh, we'll create this Augusta rule. So we're going to be talking about the Augusta rule. Super excited about that. And how did you join? Oh, taxtroubles.com. Tax Troubles, you just go to taxtroubles.com. We actually put all the, you did have to watch a video, and there are some really good videos that I've created. My AI will create them moving forward. So I'm super excited about that. But you just go to taxtroubles.com and join it. But anyway, super excited, guys. I put in the work. Regardless of what people think about you, regardless if they think you're working too hard or whatever, and get up every morning. I've never been a morning person. I typically get up right time, like 8 o'clock. I'm going to get up at 8. I'm going to go, get ready. I'm going to drive to work. I valued my time getting up, but man, it feels so good to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. So I know it's probably 9 there, but it's or 8 there, but it's 7 here. So all right, I gotta go. Y'all have a great day. Bye.